And so it was just it was a big, just like, oh shoot, like what just happened.
You showed a lot of grace and bravery just in that very moment. I know you told your teammates to keep going and go on with the competition, and then you realized very quickly that that was going to be it for your gymnastics career. How have you managed this with such a good, positive spirit?
I mean, just because, like, even though that was my last gymnastics meet, like, everything we do, everything I've done and trained for, at least at Auburn, has always been for my team. And I mean, just knowing that I have their support behind me 100%, like, no matter what happens, like, that's always helped me. And in this situation, it's always helped just because everyone has been so supportive, like my coaching staff, my teammates, my parents, my friends, my family, like, they were always there right along with me in the whole process.
As you say, Sam,
that has really helped.
There's been an outpouring of support across the country from people for you. But you did tweet over the weekend, I noticed, you wrote this: going through the pain and seeing my knees bent unnaturally in real life was horrible enough. My pain is not your entertainment. Asking people not to share the video on social media. What's the reception been like over the weekend?
I mean, I think it's been better. I think it's made people more aware of what they see on the internet. Like, I know I've had a couple of friends that have texted me or, like, have visited me since I've been back in Auburn that have been like, I just wanted to let you know, like, I saw some of my friends, like, sharing it, and I asked them politely. I was like, hey, that's one of my good friends. Like, could you please take it down? And they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And they were able to take it down. And I think it brings more awareness of, like, when you see something like that, you kind of want to watch it just to see what happens because you're curious about it. But at the same time, like, you don't think about the people that it could impact, whether it's like that person's friends or family or that person. And so that's kind of been something that we've been, I guess, more looking at with that.
It's a really good reminder for people. Sam, we want to end on all the positives in your life. You've got a job lined up at Boeing. She's just, a rocket scientist.
A literal rocket scientist.
Aerospace engineering degree. And you're getting married, and I know you have a big goal to walk down the aisle. How's it looking?
Hopefully it's looking real good. I know I'm really stubborn, and I know I'm going to do everything in my power to make it happen, and my trainers are right alongside me. They're supportive with it. My fiance is helping me do whatever I need to help me get through the day-to-day things. And so we're going to work hard for it.
Well, it's just wonderful. Sam, you really have inspired so many people. You've got such a bright future. Can't wait to see all the things you do. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
This is Nito, a Japanese man living in Kobe. For the last 10 years, he has spent nearly 24/7 in his apartment. In Japan, he is known as a hikikomori, a social phenomenon where an individual seeks extreme isolation. And today, he's allowed us to take an unfiltered look into his daily life.
Good morning, everyone.
Unlike most Japanese people who are rushing to work around 6:30 a.m., his morning is quite relaxing. But you might be surprised to learn that Nito is not lazy. In fact, for the past 3 years, he has been developing a video game. Nito starts his day off with breakfast. It consists of cheese toast, yogurt milk, and some fruit. This is the same breakfast he's had every day for the past 10 years.
Yeah, I'm eating my meal on my chair because while I'm eating meal, I can browse internet. Yeah, that's it. It's too hard while shooting and eating.
It's estimated that over 1 million people in Japan currently isolate themselves like Nito, and experts on this matter are projecting that this number will approach 10 million in the near future, a whopping 10% of Japan's entire population. It's not easy to understand why someone would choose to live this way, but what better way to find out than ask Nito himself? Nito, take us back about 10 years. You graduated from the University of Tokyo. What was the job searching process like?
I like documentaries, so I applied to TV stations and productions. I have generally disliked Japanese working culture and relationships in the workplace. I had a sense of anxiety while I was searching for the job, so I didn't take it too seriously when I wasn't accepted by these companies.
Do you feel like once you've passed that initial job search period that you've lost the opportunity to get a good job in Japan?
Yeah, I think so. One of my uni senpai couldn't land a job he preferred, so he stayed in school another year and got accepted by a good company.
And when you decided you were done job hunting, what was your next step?
I believed that creative writing was my calling. I was thinking like, okay, I failed to land a good job, but instead I can experience a variety of work and can use it as my writing resource. I was going to quit my job when I can live on my writing anyway. I was arrogant and stupid. I was getting to realize that what I want to write was not what the marketplace wanted to read. I tried to expand myself to fit in the market demand, but I was not that talented. I wrote up a novel that I simply expressed my taste there and ignored the market. Then, finally I accepted I couldn't live off my writings, at least at the moment. But I wanted to live on my creation no matter what. Doujin seemed to be a reasonable choice from my eyes.
Doujin means independent distribution, and comes in many varieties with people creating games, animations, and manga. Due to the low volume of production, when these works become popular, they can also become quite valuable. In typical Japanese humility, Nito claims he is not good at drawing, but looking at his work, I think most people would feel differently. After breakfast, Nito sits at the computer, where he will spend most of his day. He starts off by reading the news, picking up some tidbits from Reddit's game development forum, and checking emails. And when you decided to be a doujin, that's when you moved into your current apartment?
Yes, I started learning how to draw in my old room. I had no friends in my hometown and felt rushed to become financially independent as soon as possible. Feeling ashamed to go outside, so I became a hikomori. That was 10 years ago.
What kind of work were you creating as a doujin?
I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but 80% of professional doujin creators are making porn. In Japan, porn creators are relatively accepted, or simply overlooked. That's what I was doing as well.
Is that due to high demand?
Yes, being in the otaku market, drawing cute girls is a must, and being able to draw cute girls gives you more opportunities in the market. It's also a great way to train your drawing skill.
That makes sense. Did you have any success there?
I published 2 books through an online distributor. My first was in 2014 and my second in 2015. Combining both, I sold a total of 2,000 copies and earned a net revenue of 930,000 yen so far.
Do you feel like if you kept going with drawing that you could have made a living from it?
Maybe, but simply put, drawing porn is not fun for me. I can't find the meaning of life there. Also, my second book didn't sell as well, so I didn't want to keep going. Around that time, Unreal Engine became free to use and I decided game development may be the last chance for my life. Now, years later, I am getting close to finishing my first commercial game per se.
Nito begins work on his game in the afternoon. He codes using the Unreal Engine, one of the biggest game engines used to develop for AAA game titles. His game title, Pulse, is a literal translation of hikikomori. The game is an old-school beat-em-up brawler, centered around a hikikomori named Susumu. The enemies are other members of society who are worried about him, want to mock him, or just want to see a hikikomori in the wild. And in my opinion, it looks pretty fun.